The endocrine system has many glands. These glands make hormones that control the functioning of our body systems. Oh, take it easy, my friend. I'll explain it to you in detail. You see, our body has many small organs called glands. These glands together make up the endocrine system. Each gland has a special job. Let me introduce you to your glands. First, meet the pituitary gland, the boss of all endocrine glands.
The pituitary gland is about the size of a pea and is known as the master gland because it regulates all the other glands and tissues that comprise the endocrine system. It is located at the base of the brain and is connected to the hypothalamus, which in turn regulates its activity. It is part of the nervous system located in the diencephalon or interbrain. This is where the nervous system and the endocrine system shake hands as it works. The hypothalamus is involved in the control of our body, temperature, emotions, and sexual activity, among many other things. These activities are initiated by the hypothalamus based on negative feedback. The hypothalamus accomplishes this in three ways. 1. The hypothalamus regulates the anterior pituitary gland by stimulating or inhibiting the production of the pituitary hormones. 2. The hypothalamus releases hormones directly into the circulatory system through the posterior pituitary gland. And 3. The hypothalamus controls the endocrine cells up to the adrenal medullae, which produce a very important hormone called adrenaline. The pituitary gland has two lobes, the posterior lobe and the anterior lobe. The anterior pituitary gland is connected directly to the hypothalamus by a capillary network called the hypophyseal portal system. Two types of regulatory hormones are produced by the hypothalamus and transport it directly to the anterior pituitary gland, releasing its hormones and inhibiting hormones. These hormones in turn regulate the production of hormones by the anterior pituitary gland. The hormones produced by the anterior pituitary gland include thyroid stimulating hormone or TSH that triggers the thyroid gland to secrete thyroid hormones. The adrenocorticotropic hormone or ACTH that stimulates secretion of hormones in the adrenal glands. The follicle-stimulating hormone or FSH that stimulates sperm production in the male testes, as well as it stimulates estrogen hormone secretion and egg development in the female ovaries. The prolactin or PRL that stimulates the formation of mammary glands in the female and the production of milk. The luteinizing hormone or LH that induces ovulation in females and stimulates estrogen and progesterone hormone secretion in preparation for pregnancy. It stimulates the production of testosterone hormone in the testes. And the last one, the growth hormone that targets cells in the liver which are involved in processing food as well as stimulating cell growth and replication throughout the body.
Next one is the posterior pituitary gland, which contains neuron cells that originate in the hypothalamus, and it releases two hormones that are produced in the hypothalamus. The antidiuretic hormone, or ADH, which targets cells in the kidneys and works to maintain a proper balance of electrolytes in the bloodstream. And it is also involved in maintaining proper blood volume and proper blood pressure. The oxytocin, which helps prepare the uterus during the last stage of pregnancy for labor and delivery. It is also involved in producing milk in the mammary glands. Next comes the thyroid gland, the growth agent, together with the parathyroids.
There are four parathyroid glands located behind the thyroid glands. Right on top of the kidneys are the adrenal glands.
During periods of stress, such as preparing to run in a race, the brain signals the adrenal glands to produce epinephrine or adrenaline. Epinephrine increases the rate in which the heart beats. In turn, the increased cardiac output supplies more oxygen to the muscles. putting the body in a heightened state to react. As a longer-term response to stress, cortisol is secreted by the adrenal glands, promoting the release of energy.
The next one is the pancreas.
As an example of how parts of the endocrine system works, consider the pancreas. In addition to aid in digestion, the pancreas also serves as an endocrine function which regulates blood sugar levels. High blood sugar causes the pancreas to release hormones called insulin into the blood. When levels of blood glucose or sugar become too high, the pancreas increases production of insulin. Chemicals in the insulin cause body cells to open up, allowing more glucose from the blood to enter cells, stabilizing the amount of glucose in the blood and maintaining adequate energy in the cells. When this reaches the liver, it signals the liver to convert sugar into glycogen for storage. This reduces the blood sugar levels, which reduces the stimulus of pancreas to produce insulin, and insulin levels fall. This slows down the conversion of liver and eventually stops altogether when optimum levels have been achieved. When blood sugars level fall, the pancreas releases another hormone called glycagon, which stimulates the liver to convert glycogen back into sugar, and again restore the optimum blood sugar level.
When food is ingested, it travels along the digestive tract where it is broken down into its complete nutrients in order to be absorbed into the bloodstream. One such nutrient is glucose, a simple sugar. Glucose gets absorbed by the stomach and intestines and then enters the bloodstream. It travels to circulation to all body cells. Once absorbed into the bloodstream, glucose circulates, causing the blood sugar level to rise. An increased level of blood sugars sends a signal to the pancreatic data cells, which respond by secreting the hormone insulin into the circulation. Insulin is necessary for glucose to reach and be used by several important target tissues of the body. These include the liver, muscle, and fat. Insulin is necessary to keep blood glucose levels stable in the body. Glucose enters the cell to a process called facilitated diffusion.
The last is the gonads, the ovaries, and the testes.
The gonads, testes in males and ovaries in females, are important endocrine organs, producing steroid hormones that affects growth and development, as well as regulating reproductive cycles and behaviors. There are three major categories of gonadal steroids: androgens, estrogens, and progestins. Both males and females have all three types, but in different proportions. The testes primarily secrete androgens, the most important being testosterone. Androgens are generally involved in development and maintenance of the male reproductive system. Early in embryonic development, the presence or absence of androgens determine the sex of an individual. At present, a male develops, and in its absence, a girl. Later, during puberty, higher concentrations of androgens initiate the development of human males' secondary sexual characteristics such as facial hair, increased musculature, then deeper voice. The ovaries primarily secretes estrogen and progesterone. Like an androgens in males, estrogen and progesterone in females are largely involved in the development and maintenance of the female reproductive system. As increased levels of estrogens and progesterone began to circulate in females during puberty, they cause the development of secondary sexual characteristics such as enlarged breasts, widening of whips, increased subcutaneous fat, development of the uterus, initiation of the menstrual cycle.